Well, as a young boy, I remember watching my dad and my uncles, racing out here on these waters there, in the war canoes. That canoe would just pick up and just glide over that water was almost like magic watching them there. And, they're all in stroke, all as wonder, and that's the way it should be. My ancestral name is Watsik. I come from the Tsleil-Waututh Nation. My English name is Jean Gus. It's a challenge in itself there, getting out there on that water and pushing yourself and pushing your teammates. I spent a lot of time on those waters with my brothers and my cousins, my really close relatives there, and they were all like brothers to me as well. As a boy, I attended the day schools, and so, as I grew up, I, went through all the rough stuff, the troubled life, the anger issues, everything. It really helped me out though, the canoes, because I would leave everything behind for that, for the time we were training and racing. And so, it really gave me, a sense of, who I am and who we are as Stonewall people. Because, when you're in a canoe and you're training, everyone paddles as one, they're all in stroke, and it keeps the canoe steady, and, and when you're all together, you become stronger.
My sports took off when I joined basketball back in grade 5, which I think it gave me the fundamental skills of how to be a team player, how to be a part of a team. When I was 14, I ended up getting into soccer, which I never thought I'd find a passion for. But not only did I find a passion, I found a community and I found my sisterhood. When we try to translate our name, we go by Squamish United. So Squamish, and the closest thing we can find that even can translate to an English word of united would be Inchotmo. Inchotmo is like being together, one heart, one mind. And we use it on the canoe where it's like one stroke, one paddle. You have to be in sync in order for that canoe to flow smoothly. If we're off balance, then the whole team, that whole energy on the field can change. And then that's when we can fall apart together or we continue to lift each other up. Might not be also welcoming on every other team, especially if we're encouraging our young ones to play at a higher performance. They battle with needing to prove themselves. They battle with inside bullying and things like that. And I was never aware of because I was fortunate enough to come to a team that was very supportive and loving and caring and nurturing. I've had parents come and approach and like, would you have room for your team? I'm like, absolutely. They're our sisters. Those are our little sisters. I want to take care of them. I want them just to come back and find fun. And then just recently, a couple of those parents came up and just said, thank you for giving the passion back to these girls. Hi, bud.
It sounds so cliche. You hear so many athletes talk about how sports saved their life. For me, sport gave me hope because I grew up as a very angry child. For me, I wouldn't talk about the things that happened, but it was sport that really gave me an outlet to get out all this built-up aggression. I remember being a kid that start fights at school as a way to unleash my anger. And I was 15 years old when I first started playing football for a team called the Edmonton Chargers. And not only did I find someone who was able to get out this built-up aggression, but I had coaches that were there that believed in me. You see, one of the things growing up without a dad is I'd always looked for someone to call dad. I wanted to have some sort of father figure in my life. And I'll never forget that age of 15, looking to some of those coaches to be that role model. That was the most consistent thing that was part of my life at that time, was being having coaches show up for me day in and day out and encouraging me. Like I talked about, building up that self-esteem, things that I had wanted for so long as a child, I'm now receiving. And there's that saying, it's bigger than football, it's family. It's bigger than whatever respected sport you play. It's family. I'm now coaching up in Cumberland House Cree Nation in Saskatchewan, and to be that person for these kids, that to me, that's how you break those generational curses. I guess I never really looked at it in a sense of that I'm now the man that I needed when I was a child.
And it makes my heart soar to see a lot of the support that our youth are getting today within community, from home, And I hope that it does make a difference to some of our youth. I hope that they feel loved. I hope they feel encouraged. And I hope they know that there's always going to be somebody there in their corner.
It all just comes back to supporting each other, and whatever it is that person is going through, it's going to affect everybody in that canoe. And so, when one person hurts, we all hurt because of that connection with each other there, that love and that respect and the caring and everything that goes along with it. Because, when someone's down, you pick them up and you help them, you brush them off and, give them that strength to carry on.
That's my true calling, is be able to give back, help other people, people that can relate to me, people that know that I've walked a mile in their shoes. And that, to me, is what teamwork is all about. It's kind of holistic. It's a holistic approach, and I'm just grateful for that, to be able to be in these kids' lives.